Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. This is week 7 meals of my $23 grocery budget challenge. This started as a $23 challenge for one person, for me alone. I started with pretty much nothing. I allowed myself some homemade preserves, salt, pepper, parsley, oregano, honey that I received as a gift. And at the end of each week, any groceries that I have left, I've carried forward, starting to build a pantry, showing that you can indeed eat and build a pantry on a very meager budget. And then things changed. I'm not the only person in my house. There is 2 teeny little dogs and the handsome one. And about week 5, the handsome one really started transitioning into eating meals with me. So for week 6 and week 7, the handsome one pretty much ate meals with me on the supplies that I purchased each week, also including the pantry supplies that I already had. I'm going to say that he's eating about 80% of meals with me. Every once in a while, he will supplement the meal that I make with something that he wants that's in the house supplies, and I'm okay with that because you know what? He is not on the challenge. I'm on the challenge. The whole point was to show what one person could eat for $23, but showing that one person can eat for $23 and feed somebody else, like 80% of the time, I think that even shows a totally different story. Thanks so much for following along. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would really love it if you would do so. That would help me. Stay tuned to the end of the video. I show all of the groceries that I have left. I started kind of last week, week 6, showing them in 3 different sections because I'm getting to have so much groceries that it is quite a chore bringing them all out and organizing them all in one shot. So I'm doing it in 3: fridge goods, freezer goods, and pantry goods. Check it out. We had some great meals this week. I thought there were 2 egg bites left, but there are 3. So we are going to split this for breakfast this morning, and we are each going to have 1.5 egg bites. The handsome one's already eating his. Lunch today is chicken soup, and I thought we were going to eat the rest of it, but there's still a little bit left in the pot. For supper tonight, we are going to have chicken strips, breaded chicken strips on wraps with lettuce, cheese, whatever vegetables I have in the fridge that we decide to use. I'll have onions, the handsome one won't. Mayo, we are going to have it with the last of the broccoli slaw and some home fries. I must say that taco kit that I got for $2.94 was an amazing value for a very tiny budget. We used half of the shells, so the hard shells for tacos last week. Didn't even open these. I only used half of the taco seasoning, so I still have that left. And we still have the sauce left for whatever I want to use it for. Just a really, really wonderful value. Chicken strips ready to go in. The potatoes are ready to go in for home fries. These are looking good. I have used ketchup and mayo mixed together as the sauce that I'm going to use. The handsome one is just using mayo only. This is my homemade relish, and I am going to use a little bit of this on my wrap as well, since we have no pickles. Perfect. This looks really good. Now let's get the broccoli slaw on. Here we are. We have chicken wraps with home fries and broccoli slaw. It's looking really good. These are the handsome ones. Awesome. Yummy supper. These little wraps look pretty yummy. 2 things going on right now. I am going to be making some peanut butter, oatmeal, honey, coconut protein balls. Why I have this out here, I don't know. That's baking soda. That's not going in it, but the coconut sure is. And behind me, you can hear the racket. We have pizza dough that we put in to be ready for tonight. We're going to have pizza for supper. So far, this is what I got. I didn't use all my supplies. I still have some chocolate chips and some coconut and lots of oatmeal left. Got them scooped out. Now I'm going to roll them. These ones set out for breakfast today, unchilled. These ones to go in the fridge to chill, and then I can put them in a container for storage. We are going to have pizza for supper tonight, and it's going to be a fun and unique kind of pizza. We had Philly cheesesteak for supper last week, and there was enough for leftovers for a second supper. There's still enough leftovers. And so we're just trying to repurpose it into something different and fun. So we are going to have Philly cheesesteak pizza. Now, when I made pizza 2 weeks ago, it ended up being a really super deep dish pizza. I am going to split the dough into 2/3 and 1/3, and I'm going to try to make garlic fingers with the 1/3. So this is what we got for the toppings on here with the Philly cheesesteak, like the mixture. I am going to add on olives because I have olives, and I am going to add on some extra mushrooms and then cheese, and that's it. Oh, I might add on some hot peppers that I had, pickled hot peppers. I haven't decided. Added the mushrooms and the black olives, and now my black olives are totally gone. And I'm going to add a little bit of oregano and a little bit of parsley because that's what I have. And they are ready to go in the oven. Excited about this. I love pizza. These look pretty good. I had them in for 15 minutes and I shut the oven off, left them in for additional 5. We're going to let them cool here because once they cool a little bit, they'll be a little bit easier for us to manipulate. Even the garlic fingers looks really good. Pizza and garlic bread for supper, and this is Philly cheesesteak pizza. This was such a good idea. It's absolutely delicious. I love it. More than love it. Leftovers can be really, really flexible. There's so many things that you can put on a flatbread or put on a pizza. We are each going to have 1.5 protein balls for breakfast. I have procrastinated starting these sprouts. I just have 2 small glass jars. We'll use this little medley, which is a bean blend in this one, and we'll use the alfalfa in this one. It's been at least 1.5 years since I sprouted anything. So I didn't look anything up. I'm just doing this from memory. I threw some seeds in the bottom. I have some cheesecloth here that I'm going to fix over the top. I'm going to wet the seeds, drain them, and then continue to wet them daily. Maybe I should look it up. Am I supposed to soak them first, the first night? I can't remember. I watched a couple videos just to refresh myself, and my jars, I'm going to switch over into bigger jars. I'm going to put the bean sprouts in the biggest one and the alfalfa in this other one. Let's get it started. And I definitely need to soak them overnight. So I've got the water, swish the seeds around. These are going to soak overnight. And I've just covered the tops with cheesecloth that I had in a drawer. None of these are special supplies. I didn't buy anything special. These are just mason jars that I had, cheesecloth that I had, elastics that I had. Very simple lunch today. KD, Kraft Dinner with hot dogs. 1 wiener cut into a bunch of small pieces, and I'm going to drop the wiener and the pasta in the boiling water at the same time. Kraft dinner with hot dogs for lunch. Sometimes simple lunches are just good. I love Kraft Dinner, and this is my first time having it on the challenge, and it was really exciting when it went on for 55 cents. I got the 8 boxes, that is the limit, over 2 weeks. I'm actually going to try to get more. I don't know if they'll flag my card and I won't get it at the 55-cent price, but as a pantry builder, I mean, you can use the sauce packet and the noodles as a base for all kinds of different casseroles and recipes. It's a great thing to stock up the pantry with. I am making a scalloped potato to go with supper tonight. I have layered onions across the bottom to keep the potatoes off the bottom. I find sometimes they stick or the liquid doesn't get underneath. And then I did a layer of potato, salt and pepper, and then I took one of my cheese slices and I've cut it into these teeny thin little strips. I often use cheese slices to make a melted cheese slice to make a sauce for something like a broccoli. So I just thought if I put this in here, they will totally melt. They'll liquefy and they'll merge in with the milk and the water that I'm adding in, and will give it a good flavor. I have enough left to do another layer of potatoes and another layer of cheese. So I have milk mixed with water. So it's about 2/3 water. Sorry, 2/3 milk and 1/3 water. I'm going to pour that over here. I should have waited to put my salt and pepper on after I poured this in. And I've got it on this pan because I feel like it's probably going to boil over. Mine tend to boil over. I don't make scalloped potatoes very often. I think that's way too much. It's probably definitely going to boil over. We'll see. I've got the sausages in the air fryer. You can see that I definitely had spillover here. I tried to scrape up what I could to put back in, and I did scrape up some of the, like you can see the dark on here. I've got the lid off now. I've got the oven down. These are almost done. I'm just going to let them crisp up a bit, perhaps on top. Supper tonight is sausages, mild Italian sausages, scalloped potatoes, carrots, and green beans. That meal was absolutely delicious, delicious, delicious. And we even have scalloped potatoes left over. 1 protein ball for breakfast this morning. These were soaking overnight. So what I'm going to do is I am going to drain the liquid out of them, totally rinse, drain, rinse a second time, drain, and then let them sit again. And I should be doing the rinsing and draining in the morning and in the night. So I'm literally just rinsing by swishing around fresh water. I'm going to do it again. This is a little precarious, but I've got the jars propped upside down so that any excess liquid can drip out down there. We want to rinse them. We want them to be damp, but we don't want them to be clumped together and the dampness create like a mold. So you can see I've kind of twisted the jars to spread out the seeds around the outside. I used to think that I didn't want to have the jars spread around the outside, but now I've done a little more research, and this is kind of what I want, to keep them separated and help them to have more of the seeds to sprout. I'm going to make dough. This is my regular go-to recipe. I've normally been making half batches of it. This one is a full batch. It used pretty much all of the rest of my supplies of flour. So this bag is empty now. This is what I have left. And that wasn't quite enough. I actually use, it calls for 3¼ cups of flour in this recipe. I actually use 2¼ cups of my flour and 1 cup of flour out of the Handsome Ones, like out of the house supplies, because I know he's going to be eating a lot of this. I'm going to make this as dough because I want to split it in half. I'm going to get bread, but I also want to make a couple hot dog buns. So I know he's going to be eating hot dogs. I know he's going to be eating bread. I don't even feel bad. I think that's totally fair. Like, he's literally eating off of my $23. He can front me 1 cup of flour that he's going to be eating anyways, not me. So 3/4 of the supplies came from me. Me, oatmeal, me, honey, me, yeast, all of the other whatever. I guess water's free and there's not really anything else. So the only thing that he gave me out of all of this is 1 cup of flour. So anyways, I know I keep talking about it because I kind of feel a little guilty, but not really. Flour is really such a useful item in my pantry. I'm going to have to get flour on week 8. And I have 3 options available to me. If something randomly happens to come in the flyer, I could buy something that's in the flyer. I have 2 rain checks, but for 2 different sizes of bags. I have a rain check for 10 kg bag of flour from Superstore, and I have 1 rain check left for the same as this, the 2.5 kg bag of flour from when it was on sale at Superstore. So of course, the 2.5 kg bag is probably what I'm going to lean towards. That is a really minimal output of money. I mean, we're on week 7 and I'm just getting to the end of this bag now. So that might be more sensible for me now. Although I'm pretty sure the 10 kg bag rain check that I have is for $7.99, which is still very reasonable, but the verdict isn't in yet on what I'm going to do about the budget next week. Am I reducing it down $2.10? Am I just going to say mistakes happen, carry on with life? So I don't know if I want to spend $7.99, even though that's a fabulous deal. And the good thing is I got these rain checks back before Superstore was putting dates on the rain checks. So I've got some thinking to do, but 100% on my grocery list for next week is flour. I've got the dough out. This is 2/3. This is going to be the loaf. This is 1/3, and I'm going to make minimum of 4. If I can get 4 hot dog buns out of that, I'll be happy. If I get a few more, I'll be even happier. The oven is already preheated. Bread is here. Hot dog buns, I know these are pretty flat, but realistically, they don't need to be thick and puffy. I just need them, if I make a slit in the top, to be able to hold my hot dogs. Oven is ready. Bread looks good. Buns are a little hard. I left those in a little bit longer than probably what they should have been. I left them in the same length of time as the bread. You live and learn. I've never made hot dog buns before, so I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, they'll still be usable. For lunch today, I am making grilled cheese sandwiches with the last 2 slices of my Fiesta Mexican cheese. Cooking up. I had a small amount of Kraft Dinner with hot dogs left from lunch yesterday, and we are going to add that with the grilled cheese sandwiches today, and we are going to have grilled cheese and leftover Kraft Dinner. Yummy. Grilled cheese with leftover Kraft Dinner and ketchup to dip my grilled cheese in. How can you go wrong with that? At the end of last week, I had a dozen eggs in a container, plus 2 additional eggs. So I'm going to cook those now. I'm going to hard boil them because for supper tonight, we are going to have leftover pizza from the other night, but we're going to have it with a side spinach salad, and we're going to have an sliced egg on each of our salads. Yummy. I didn't remember that we had this much pizza and garlic fingers left. We're actually not going to make a side salad to go with it. I'm going to save those hard-boiled eggs for tomorrow, and we can either have a spinach salad for lunch or with supper. We are just going to have the pizza and garlic fingers. Philly cheesesteak pizza and garlic fingers for supper. For two. We're both eating. Smoothie for breakfast today. We got some Hascap jam, some spinach, banana, oat nog, and there's yogurt on the bottom. Yum. Smoothie for breakfast. So I forgot to rinse these last night. You can see, look at that, they're starting already. So I'm going to rinse these. These are starting already too. And the reason I forgot is because some of the videos I watched said to put them in a dark place for the first couple days, and some don't say that. So all of the other times I've made them before, I just had the jars out on the counter, but this time I decided to put them in a dark place, so I just put them inside my cupboard, and then out of sight, out of mind, I forgot them. Today we're having spinach salad for lunch. Spinach, mushrooms, cucumbers, tomatoes. On mine, there is red onion and topped with egg. Oh, and also cheese. So yummy. I'm very excited about this. I love salads. We are going to have hot dogs for supper in the homemade buns that I made. And we are going to put some potatoes as fries in the air fryer and have home fries with it. Hot dogs and home fries for supper. The buns are okay. We're going to make do with those. That was my first attempt at hot dog buns. I'll do it a little bit different next time. On mine, I'm having homemade relish and ketchup. The handsome one has got hot sauce on his. I think that's weird. And he's got hot sauce that he wants for his fries. Again, weird. But I don't like hot sauce. So I think this turned out okay. Okay. Protein, peanut butter oatmeal balls for breakfast. So here are the mushrooms that made me over budget, the ones that I forgot about in the first place. And I'm making what I bought them for, what I intended them for, and that is onion soup. So this is my second time making onion soup. We loved it so much the last time. I still have an abundance of onions. These are cremini mushrooms. So we are going to saute them right in the pan that I'm going to make the soup in with butter. Once these are softened down really soft, I will add some flour, sprinkle some flour in, and then I will add the beef broth, which I'm going to make from the bouillon cubes that I have in my stock from Dollarama. This is starting to look really good. Making my broth. I've got 3 of the bouillon cubes in there. French onion soup for lunch today. And I think I'm going to get out some of the homemade bread. I'm going to have toast. Added toast. A couple weeks back, I was really fortunate and I got a flash food box. So that is a local, I guess it's not local, it's a national app that stores participate in. And so locally, that would be Superstore for me. They participate in these programs to help keep food waste low. So when they have items that don't hold up to standards, or perhaps they're getting to the best before date, they mark them down in the app, and you can see what they have in the app. Often they go very, very fast, and you can purchase them. And so in my most recent flash food box, I got 3 little zucchini. So I've got them graded here, you can see. And I wondered out loud, like, what is wrong with these carrots? Why is this bag of carrots in here? There appears to be nothing wrong with them. Well, they're split. That's fine. I'm just going to grate this anyways. It's going to go in the casserole that I'm making for supper. I'm going to use fusilli. I am going to use the cream of mushroom soup. I have thawing chicken. So this is half of the chicken that I had in the freezer. I had separated it into 2 separate sections in the freezer bag so that I could easily get 1 half out. I think I'm going to put these 3 mushrooms in. I'm not 100% decided yet. Plus, I have out the remnants of my bag of broccoli and cauliflower. I might put that in. We'll see. I was able to grate most of the carrot. It's just for coloring anyways. Let's get this and the pasta on to boil. Everything's boiling here, and I have the zucchini and the carrot right in with the pasta. Everything in together. This is how much chicken I was able to get out of that frozen breast. Excited? Now that I have this drained, you can see I have added in 2 cheese slices. I'm going to cover them with the heated mixture. The heat will melt the cheese and it will help this to have a cheesy flavor in the casserole. The cheese slices melted great. Now I am stirring in the chicken, and the cheese slices gave it a really kind of creamy sauce. So I don't know if I'm even going to have to use the entire can of cream of mushroom soup. We'll see. I only used half of the can of cream of mushroom soup, added salt and pepper, and this is going to be ready to serve. Zucchini chicken casserole. Looks really, really good. I haven't tasted it yet. This is really good, much better than what I expected. I did add salt and pepper and some of the spices that I had, parsley, oregano. I would have liked to have had more spices to add into it. I think that that would give an extra boost to the flavor. But all in all, very happy with this. Smoothies for breakfast today. Yogurt. I keep putting the French side out. Oat nog, Hascap jam, banana, and spinach. It's going to be yummy. Smoothies. The sprouts are definitely starting to sprout here. Got a little clump in the middle there. I don't know. I should probably take the lid off and try to separate them a bit. I'm not sure. Spinach salads for lunch again today. The ones that I made yesterday were quite large, so today I used just 1 egg and split it between the 2 salads. Cleaning a bunch of leftovers up for supper tonight, some older items. So I have some taco meat, or like the filling left over. I'm going to throw this on these nacho chips tonight. We'll use up some of my green pepper, some onions that I've already cut into, and we are going to have nachos for supper tonight, and some older mushrooms. This wasn't what I originally had planned for supper tonight, but we have to run some errands, and I wanted something really quick, and then also using up some of the older stuff. That's a win for me. It's quick. It's using some older items. Let's get this in the oven. This wasn't what I originally had planned for supper tonight, but we have to run some errands, and I wanted something really quick, and then also using up some of the older stuff. That's a win for me. It's quick. It's using some older items. Let's get this in the oven. Nachos turned out great. We'll do a quick eating and get on the road. Fridge supplies left over. I have carrots, eggs, hot dogs, a full unopened pack of cheese, but I fully used the opened package. That's gone now. French onion soup, spinach, oat nog, onions, yogurt. In this container is the leftover mushrooms, green pepper, and some cut onions, oranges, lemons, garlic, some cheese slices. There's 2 tortilla shells in here, 1 sub bun, milk, ketchup, mayo, margarine, and these are leftovers. That's some leftover casserole. That's some of the leftover protein balls, iceberg lettuce, romaine lettuce, and a half a can of cream of mushroom soup. For freezer food, I have leftover chicken strips, 3 pork chops, 1, 2, 3, 4, just under a half a pound packages of ground beef. I have a 4-pack of sausages, a 4-pack of sausages, and a 2-pack of sausages. I have pork roast, milk pucks, pasta sauce pucks, chicken broth pucks, waffles, frozen California blend, frozen peas, both unopened, strawberries, the last bit of the pepperoni. Quite a bit of items. Pantry supplies, I have potatoes, 7 boxes of Kraft Dinner, half a package of nacho chips, sunflower oil, rice, flakes of ham, peanut butter, this homemade, it's like a pulled pork seasoning, yeast, 1 unopened package of oat nog, tomato soup. This is all I have left of my flour, so I definitely need to address that next week. I have a half a package of fusilli, some macaroni, an unopened package of spaghetti. I have split peas, oatmeal, bouillon. This is a half a pack of taco seasoning from a taco kit. This is actual taco seasoning. I've got some chocolate chips, some coconut, baking powder, baking soda, nutmeg, cinnamon, and then I also have this package. It was out of the taco kit, and it is a sauce. So quite a lot of groceries. So I'll admit, even though this week was really, really good, for anyone that is watching, the quality of the meals that I'm eating, how many vegetables, how much fruit, how much processed food, this week tended to be a little higher on the process end than what you are used to seeing from me. That's just how it worked out. I had a bunch of Kraft Dinner that I've been kind of accumulating with the Atlantic Superstore deal of the month, and I hadn't eaten any of it. I think I got it over 2 different weeks. I ate some this week. Got some hot dogs this week. We haven't had hot dogs on any of the weeks in the challenge up until now. I had nachos. I had pizza. So all of those things, but I also had some really good balanced meals, salads, and sausages with scalloped potatoes, and just I feel that in the grand scheme of things, if you look over how many processed meals I've eaten up until now, you'll see that this is an anomaly, not the norm. Thanks so much for tuning in, and stay tuned for the grocery shop for week 8. I have already started.